So Republicans are responding to Joe Biden's desperate attempt to swivel away from his failing presidency by calling everybody a racist. Mitch McConnell, the Senate minority leader, soon to be majority leader again, he blasted Joe Biden in fiery language from the floor of the Senate. Here was the Senate minority leader, Mitch McConnell.
He compared, listen to this, a bipartisan majority of senators to literal traitors. How profoundly unprecedented. Look, I've known, liked, and personally respected Joe Biden for many years. I did not recognize the man at the podium yesterday.
Okay, so first of all, Mitch McConnell should recognize the man at the podium yesterday because that guy's been in the Senate saying the same sort of stupid crap for 30 years. I mean, this is a guy who said in 2012, while he was vice president, that Mitt Romney, the unsweetened oatmeal of politics, Mitt Romney was a man so racist that he would put black people back into chains if he was elected president of the United States. Joe Biden is a congenital liar. Joe Biden is a corrupt politician. He has been his entire career. And the sort of old boys club that is the Senate, where everybody is best friends, is really, really silly when it comes to people like Joe Biden. Okay, Mitt Romney, for his part, he makes the point that Joe Biden is going down the same road that Trump did, right? If you don't like Trump declaring that elections are questionable, then you shouldn't be in favor of Joe Biden saying that all elections are questionable unless he gets his way.
He said that the goal of some Republicans is to, quote, turn the will of the voters into a mere suggestion. And so President Biden goes down the same tragic road taken by President Trump, casting doubt on the reliability of American elections. This is a sad, sad day. I expected more of President Biden, who came into office with the stated goal of bringing the country together.
And here's the thing about this that's amazing, of course. Joe Biden is now calling on the Senate to get rid of the filibuster. Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, they're not going to do that. But you know who wouldn't have done that when he was in the Senate? Joe Biden. I mean, Joe Biden was literally asked about this during the 2020 election cycle. He was asked, will you kill the filibuster? And he was like, I don't think that's a good idea.
We should make no mistake. This nuclear option is ultimately an example of the arrogance of power. It is a fundamental power grab by the majority party.
Ending the filibuster is a very dangerous thing to do because it's been used by progressives our whole time to make sure that we did not get rolled over.
Okay, and it's not just Joe Biden who's been saying this. Chuck Schumer, who's now all in favor of killing the filibuster for this voting rights nonsense, he opposed changing the filibuster like 5 minutes ago. This is Chuck Schumer when he had a little bit more hair in 2005.
We are on the precipice of a crisis, a constitutional crisis. The checks and balances which have been at the core of this republic are about to be evaporated by the nuclear option. The checks and balances which say that if you get 51% of the vote, you don't get your way 100% of the time. It is amazing. It's almost a temper tantrum by those on the hard right. They want their way every single time. And they will change the rules, break the rules, misread the Constitution so that they will get their way.
Chuck Schumer should meet Chuck Schumer. By the way, it's always fun to watch some of this old footage because you see people that you didn't realize whether that's Preet Bharara, the former district attorney in New York, who's sitting next to Chuck Schumer, used to be his chief legal counsel. Anyway, it's a side note. Tom Cotton, the senator from Arkansas, he went further yesterday. He went on the floor of the Senate. He just read quotes by Chuck Schumer.
I will do everything I can to prevent the nuclear option from being invoked, not for the sake of myself or my party, but for the sake of this great republic and its traditions. Those are powerful words, but they're not mine. Every word of my speech today was originally spoken by our esteemed colleague, the senior senator from New York, Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, but consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. Meanwhile, by the way, Dick Durbin, I mean, how bad is this? Dick Durbin, who's the senator from Illinois. Dick Durbin is a man so radical that he suggested in the middle of the Iraq War that holding terrorists at Gitmo was equivalent to Nazi concentration camps, Pol Pot's mistreatment of dissenters, and the Soviet gulag. He had to apologize for that. So Dick Durbin is no moderate. Dick Durbin yesterday is like, yeah, I think Joe Biden went a little far, saying that everyone who opposes him is a Confederate.
Yes, there are parallels there. Perhaps the president went a little too far in his rhetoric. Some of us do. But the fundamental principles and values at stake are very, very similar.
No, they're not, actually. It's very similar at all. Meanwhile, Jen Psaki, she dismissed criticism of Joe Biden. She's like, oh, these people were fine with Trump. Really? Was Mitt Romney fine with Trump? I missed that part. Here is Jen Psaki being Jen Psaki.
Senator Romney today basically said, I'll use the exact quote, that the speech yesterday that the president gave was, quote, going down the same tragic road taken by President Trump and casting the doubt on the reliability of American elections. Does the White House have a response to that?
With all due respect to Senator Romney, I think anyone would note there's a night and day difference between fomenting an insurrection based on lies totally debunked by 80 judges, including Trump-appointed ones, and election authorities across the country, and making objective, true statements, which is what the president made yesterday about the effects of a coordinated nationwide effort to undermine the constitutional right to vote.
The hell is she talking about? Objective, true statements? You're right. It's just like Jefferson Davis. It's just like Bull Connor. These people they're insane. Now, the reason they have to be insane is because if they re-enter the realm of sanity, they might be held to account for the fact that Joe Biden is a terrible, terrible president. They have to escape that. They have to escape the fact, and it's inescapable. He is a terrible president, which is why 7 in 10 American voters now think he stinks. Did you know that every single like creates one additional leftist tier? That is just science.